Welcome to part 2 of my reaction to Red Sector A off of the Rush album Grace Under Pressure. Just listen to that track all the way through. That's part 1. Link is in the description below. So I want to talk about the lyrics a little bit, but before we get into that, musically, this song's really cool because most notably is the focus on synthesizer as opposed to bass guitar, and it's pretty simplistic in that way. Crazy stuff going on with the drums per the usual, which really just give it this great feel. And Alex's chording for his rhythm going along with the synthesizers gives a really haunting, kind of harrowing feel, which fits the obviously the theme of the song. And I've always liked that it's kind of creeps you out in a way, but it's it's still got a certain energy. I don't know how to describe it really. And again, much like on After Image, the solo on this, even more so than After Image, is it's not really a solo. It's more of a chordal break. And love what Alex does with kind of like the harmonics and then the chording and stuff. It's really kind of a beautiful break in the middle of a, like I said earlier, kind of a haunting song in a way. So musically, I've always loved this track. Lyrically, now while it's not explicitly stated in the track, I've always very much assumed that this is a song, about like a World War II concentration camp, obviously sung from the perspective of a prisoner. And, that's pretty heavy lyrics. What a dark time in history, obviously. I used to be really into World War II history, and I still am. I think it's such an important thing to know and remember, but I used to just study it a lot and read a lot of books and all this stuff, which coincidentally was around the time that I had this album. So I remember as I was I'd be studying all this stuff, reading it, and then I'd hear this song and I'd be like, man, what horrors and absolute atrocities, and just the song just paints a picture without being too vivid and graphic. It just kind of it just paints this picture of just kind of like this hopeless, kind of lost, confused, but then, a little bit of hope with our liberators here, and then it's, do I hope or do I fear? It's like, wow, that's, when you hear it in lyrics, it's kind of like, ooh, that's kind of, but, you think of it as applied to real life, and, I know there's people that don't care about, the history of World War II, and, people who will blatantly deny it. I'm not one of those people. I think it's, such an important thing to remember, and it seems lost on people. You see these videos, people will ask like high schoolers or even 20-something-year-olds like questions about World War II history, basic stuff, and they're just like super stumped and confused, or they'll be like, oh yeah, that was hundreds of years ago, and people just don't really have a clue of what so many people went through. And then by default, obviously, those people's families were affected in their own way. So really pretty, like I said, simple but effective lyrics. And I think when you add the haunting nature of kind of the guitar and the the synthesizers and stuff, it really, and Geddy Lee does such a good job singing on this track, and really just a really, really good delivery. Anyway, yeah, I've always liked this track for that reason. I liked the not, it's hard to say you like the lyrics, but I liked the delivery of it, and I liked the way that the music went with it. And it's always kind of been a powerful song. So I know I'm getting a little bit off on how I normally do these. I'll kind of break it down. I like this musically and this and this and this, and don't really get into lyrics too much. But you can't not get into the lyrics on this song because it's not some sort of just fantasy something or other. It's way more there, just kind of in your face, and you kind of are forced to really think about it, or at least I am. Having said that, musically, it's a really cool song. I think very well written. And as much as I miss a traditional kind of guitar solo, I really appreciate what Alex does in this song. I think it fits very well. And Neil, Neil doesn't get as much credit from me in these videos as he deserves, but you guys know that I really, really appreciate him. I think it's because he's just consistently really good and always there, making a presence, doing his thing, that it's so easy to you just hear it and it's constant through a song, and it's like, of course it's amazing. But because it is constant and amazing, it's all this like one big wow moment, so there's never that one little wow moment that you kind of latch onto, because his fills and just when he's holding down a groove, it's all just an absolute masterclass. Anyway, yeah, I love this song. I've loved this album up to this point. Like I said, probably in the last two songs, I don't know why I didn't like it more when I was younger. But certainly coming around to this, but I don't know why, because I think younger me would have given this a chance. He probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. At least the two other tracks I've listened to so far. But anyway, time will tell if we'll or if I feel the same way about the next couple tracks on the album. I'm sure I will. Yeah, just loving these albums, you guys, and really can't overstate this enough. I'm loving being back listening to these videos. It seems so much less stressful, not like this pressure this time around. It feels so much more natural just getting in here and talking and doing the videos, and not this like strain of I have to do it. Like, you guys are so understanding, and when I came back and did the other one, you guys were like, oh, you're spending time with your dad, and that's all that matters, and as long as we know you're okay, that's all we care about, and we'll be patient, because we know it's going to be worth it, and that just means so much to me, you guys. I really appreciate that so much, and I really appreciate you guys watching these part 2s, and just, if you just watch the part 1s, and you happen to check this one out, I appreciate that too. It's a lot of fun. I get to listen to music, and I just kind of get to say what's on my mind, and you guys check it out, and you, for the most part, you guys really enjoy it, and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much for watching the video. We're going to wrap this one up, you guys, but I will be seeing you for the rest of the tracks on this album and the rest of the tracks on every Rush album. See you in future videos.